April 28th is considered an important day for all Canadians this year. It's the day most Canadians are going to go to the polling booths to elect their next federal government. With major issues facing most Canadians, this is considered a really tight race between all parties involved. Aggressive US tariffs, poor economic conditions, rampant crime, and immigration are considered to be key elements that will play a significant part in who gets elected and how they're able to address these issues. Since the last federal elections, more than 1.2 million new Canadians are now eligible to vote. So, if you're a new citizen, or even if this is the first time you're participating in the elections but don't have an idea of who the candidates are, what are the political parties that are involved, and what their ideologies are, then I hope you find this information valuable. This is a two-part series. The first one will cover an overarching view of everything that you need to know, whereas the second one, I'll dive into much more deeper topics such as the policies and who, in my opinion, feel should be the next Prime Minister. First, let's do a quick recap of your citizenship test. Who is the leader of Canada and how is he elected? Canadians vote for the person who will represent them in the House of Commons. These members are called MPs or Member of Parliament. The leader of the party that secures the majority vote ends up being the Prime Minister of Canada. However, this is not always the case. There are situations where a minority party might come into power through external support, similar to how the Liberals were able to get elected with the support of the NDP. So who are the main contenders? The Liberal Party, the party that's been ruling Canada since 2015. Justin Trudeau was the former head of the Liberal Party until his resignation in January of this year. He was then replaced by Mark Carney. Mark Carney is a really interesting candidate. He's not a politician and has never held public office, but he has had a very interesting career and has held very important and influential roles in the past. A former Harvard graduate, he's held roles in Goldman Sachs and Brookfield Asset Management. But his most well-known roles are as the Governor of Bank of Canada as well as the Governor of Bank of England. I can't emphasize enough how important these two roles were in Mark Carney's career. When he was the Governor for the Bank of Canada, it was during the 2008 global financial crisis. If that wasn't challenging enough, his next role when he was the Governor of the Bank of England was during Brexit. Say what you want about the guy, but you cannot underestimate how crucial these two roles were in two of the most important events in the 21st century. It's really hard to find someone with that sort of experience. Coming to how he's positioning the Liberal Party is to change its image of being an extremely left-leaning party to a little bit more of a left-of-center party, with a strong emphasis on revamping the economy, dealing with President Trump's US tariffs, as well as building relationships with Europe and Asia and creating new trade partnerships. Although he has a stellar resume, we have to understand that there's a big difference between being a bureaucrat and being a politician. Just because you've been really successful as a bureaucrat and in the private sector, I'm not quite sure how he would transfer those skills over to being a politician. If you're an Indian, you'll be able to relate to his journey a lot better. India's former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, had a similar trajectory in his career where he was the Governor for the Reserve Bank of India and then served on P.V. Narasimha Rao's cabinet before being elected Prime Minister. The Conservative Party, led by Pierre Poilievre. Until Justin Trudeau's resignation, Pierre Poilievre was clearly leading in the race to become Canada's next Prime Minister. First elected as an MP at the age of 25, he was one of the youngest elected representatives. A complete opposite to Mark Carney, Pierre is a career politician with a wealth of experience. He is a career politician and has served under former PM Stephen Harper, first as Minister for Democratic Reform and then as Minister for Employment and Social Development. His primary focus has been on addressing Canada's immediate problems such as low economic growth, housing unaffordability, and Canada's dependence on the US for trade. He is also a big advocate of utilizing Canada's vast natural resources to boost our industrial production and develop new trade relationships besides the US. His tough stance on crime and reducing government barriers towards economic development has made him extremely popular with a large section of Canadians. A lot of policies that he had originally proposed, such as reducing GST on new built homes, are now being used by the Liberal government as well. NDP, the New Democratic Party, led by Jagmeet Singh. has been in a coalition government by providing outside support to the current Liberal government. Jagmeet Singh, a former criminal defense lawyer and Canada's first visible minority to lead a majority federal political party in Canada. The NDP is known for its progressive and social justice policies such as reducing income inequality, affordable housing, and implementing pharmacare for low-income families. Bloc Québécois, led by Yves-François Blanchet, I hope I got that pronunciation right, focusing on Quebec's interests and sovereignty. Before entering politics, he had a long career in the arts and culture sector and was first elected in 2008 at the provincial level. Their primary focus has been on Quebec's autonomy and cultural preservation. I hope you found this video valuable and gives you an introduction to who the major parties are and who's leading them. To a second part of this video, I will dive deep into the policies specific to each party and each person, along with some of the challenges and criticisms that each one of them has. With this being an important election, I hope you found this video valuable and helps you make an informed decision while voting. Thanks. I will cover a 10,000 foot value. No, he's considered to be one of. No, he is one of.